So, John, tell me a little bit about your history with chess.
I learned to play chess in '72 when my uncle gave me a little box chess set, and me and my brother would play at nighttime using the street light as our means of illumination.
Okay.
And around 30 or so, I got involved in organized tournament chess and quickly moved up the ranks and played in a number of championships. Produced a few local chess magazines. Presently, I'm hosting the Northern Nights Chess Club at the Nick Nicole Community Center. I've been doing that for several years.
Oh, nice. And is that open to the public?
That's free, and anyone's allowed to just come and play and enjoy themselves. We're a loud crew over there, let me tell you that.
Well, sounds fun. So I'm starting a series today called Checkmate. And one of the reasons, or the reason that I invited you is to help us understand what checkmate really means. So what does checkmate mean?
Checkmate is a combination of two words, check and mate, of Persian origin, meaning basically the king is dead. Check is from the word shah, and mate is from mat. So shah mat means the king is dead. Mm-hmm. And in the game of chess, the game is over when the king is attacked and has no flight or free square to move to.
So there's a distinct finality about checkmate. Can you ever get out of checkmate?
There's no arguing with checkmate.
So checkmate
Finishes the game.
Done.
That's it.
No alternate move. No alternate ending. Over.
When it's checkmate, the pieces go back in the box.
Okay. So I'm not a very experienced player. I've played a couple of times, and a few of the times that I've played, the game has ended rather quickly. So there seems to be a suddenness with which checkmate potentially can happen. Can you talk about the potential quickness with which checkmate can happen?
Well, checkmate, let me illustrate here on the board. The king on its home square is vulnerable to a quick checkmate, especially if he opens up. Here we see he's opened up a diagonal. Black lets his queen, the diagonal of his queen come out, so if the white were to play here, instantly, black could give a checkmate. He's attacking the king, and the king can only move to there, but he can't because the queen is guarding the square. So in two moves, he's checkmated, and this has become known as fool's mate because it's thought that no knowing player would allow himself to fall into that.
Okay, so I won't take any personal offense to this being called fool's mate, because this is actually, I'm sure, is what happened to me in the suddenness of checkmate. So checkmate can happen quickly. So what about the disguises of checkmate? So it seems to me that sometimes things are not always as they appear with chess. Are there disguises? Can it kind of come out of nowhere? Can you talk about that a little?
Well, often in the game of chess, a player tries to, even though it's both sides can see what's happening, a player will try to disguise his strategy.
Okay.
And even a player who believes that they got a nice defensive fortress built up can be suddenly overtaken by a sacrifice, whether it's just a pawn, a knight, or even a queen, and their position is broke open, and they find themselves, to their chagrin, checkmated within a move or two.
Okay. So would one of the strategies of chess be the disguising of checkmate? Do you try to almost come up suddenly on your opposing player?
Often a checkmate can be hidden by what appears to be an innocuous move.
Okay.
A little pawn moved over to the side that someone doesn't recognize as a danger. And then the pawn moves up one more square, and you find that you're in a mating, what they call the mating net.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting as we move along through this series, as we talk about checkmate and some of the applications that it has to life. So what about the length of the game? So checkmate can happen quickly. Yeah. Checkmate can be disguised. What about checkmate happening after a long, lengthy game? Does that happen also?
That happens all the time.
Okay.
All you need basically to checkmate the opponent is a rook or a queen. Now, you can do that with just a pawn. If the pawn reaches the last rank, it can promote to either one of those pieces, which is the least you need to checkmate. So often games that go for a length of time are decided by the pawn being promoted to one of those pieces.
Okay, so checkmate can happen quickly. Checkmate can be disguised. Checkmate can even happen after a lengthy game. And checkmate means game over. Okay, so John, thanks for helping us understand a little bit about checkmate today.
It's my pleasure, Tim.